Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Dolapo here. So today my older sister is here on my channel and I'm going to be recreating her wedding makeup look, which I did for her 3 years ago. It was a simple cut crease and purple lip with nice gele, and here you have the look I did in July 2017, and you're going to see how we go from that to this, which I'm going to be showing you guys in a bit. So I just did this very simple and beautiful look. And yeah, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please just hit the subscribe button and also hit the like button. And yeah, if you'd like to see how I created this beautiful look and how I also created this gele, how I tied this Yoruba gele, please keep on watching. So I started out by sanitizing my hands. Before I did this, I already washed my hands, so I just sanitized. Next, I'm just trimming off her brows, just taking out little excess from her brows. Next, I went ahead to just clean her face, and now I'm taking this Secure Cosmetics serum and I'm going to use that as a moisturizer to moisturize her entire face. I'm just going to massage this serum into her face to ensure that her face is well moisturized, because moisture is really important in makeup, guys. Now I'm going to take this Maron Touch Up Anti-Shine Primer. It's a primer. This primer is really good for mattifying, so I'm just applying that on her T-zones and into her brows. Now I'm taking this Vaseline lip balm and I'm just applying that on her lips to moisturize her lips. And next I'm taking this TM Essentials Brow Tamer, and this brow tamer is basically just like hair gel or edge control for the brows. So this just helps to lay your brows down smoothly. And then next I'm drawing her brows, basically just drawing her brows with Davis Brown Pencil in number 18. Now I'm taking my LA Girl concealer in the shade Toffee, and I'm just using that to conceal and highlight the top and bottom of her brows. And for foundation, I'm going into this Cheek Cosmetics foundation. I had to mix 3 shades to get her perfect match. I decided to match her neck because her face is darker than her neck, or her neck is lighter than her face, and so I'm matching her neck so that we can get a very nice blend. So I mixed 04, 05 and 06 to get this perfect shade that matches her entire neck and body. So I'm buffing that out with a foundation brush, and as you can see, I told her to do her mouth like that, basically just because I wanted to blend out her entire around her mouth. Now I'm going back into my LA Girl concealer in the shade Toffee that I used to highlight her brows earlier, and I'm using this Real Techniques foundation brush. It's a flat brush. I'm just using that to apply the concealer on all the areas where I want to highlight. Next, I'm going to take my beauty blender, and this is the Nuban Beauty makeup sponge. I'm just using this to blend out the concealer to ensure that I have a very seamless blend. I'm just tapping onto her face basically, and as you can see, it's all blended out now. Now I went to take this LA Girl concealer in the shade Fawn. This is a shade lighter than Toffee, and I'm doing this step to further highlight her face because I just wanted it to be a standout look, because this is a bridal look. So I went on to highlight again with a shade lighter, and yeah, I just applied that concealer on all the areas where I highlighted earlier, and you guys can see how pointed her nose is looking now because I applied a lighter concealer. So it makes her nose look like I already contoured it, whereas I haven't even contoured. So next I'm taking my Fenty Beauty setting powder in the shade Honey, and I'm just applying that on all the areas where I highlighted earlier. Next I'm taking this Maybelline powder in the shade Cacao, and I'm just using this to bronze her face, or what you would call contour. I'm just basically applying some warmth around her face, and I also went ahead to blend that on the sides of her nose to contour her nose as well. And for the eyes today, we're using this Afro Glam Cosmetics eyeshadow palette, and so I just went in with a brown shade from that palette, and I'm blending that on her crease, basically just blending it out on her crease, just to just as a transition shade basically. Then I went in with a burgundy shade from that palette as well, and I'm blending this at the edges of her eyes, or at the perimeters of her lid. Next I'm taking my ZK Cosmetics eyeshadow primer, and I'm just applying this on her lids, and I'm using that to cut her crease. As you can see, I told her to look up because I wanted to get a mark on where I would start my cut crease. I have a cut crease video, it's very in-depth, you can watch that to know how to create cut crease looks. Next I'm taking this baby pink shade from the palette, and I'm just applying that on all the areas where I applied the eyeshadow primer. Okay, so now I took a liner brush and I'm just dipping into that burgundy shade, and I'm going to use this to line the perimeters of where I did the cut crease. This step helps you to make your cut crease come out as sharp as possible. So as you can see, I'm just lining it. I'm making a line on the perimeter of the cut crease. Now I went back into that burgundy shade to just blend out the edges of the cut crease, and at this point my sister is dozing off. Okay, so now I went in with this silver glitter from the palette, and I'm just pressing that glitter onto her eyelids basically, and then I went on to line her eyes. As you can see, I'm just lining her eyes basically. Next I went to apply lashes, just from a very random lash brand. There's no name on the brand, so yeah, it's just fluffy lashes. I applied that on her eyes, and yeah, you can definitely see the difference. Now I'm just powdering her face, applying face powder. I'm just blending that and also dusting off the excess setting powder on her face. Now I went in with blush, and I'm just applying blush, and I also went on to highlight her face. Now with this ZK Cosmetics setting spray, I'm going to spray her entire face just to set the whole makeup. Now I'm lining her lips with this Davis brown pencil. I'm just lining her lips basically, and my sister is still sleeping, as you can see. So next I'm going into this Hush Beauty NG palette, and I'm taking this purple shade from the lip palette, and I'm applying that purple shade onto the areas where I lined earlier with the pencil. Now I'm going into that nudish pink shade, and I'm blending that at the center of her lips, and she's literally dozing off, guys. Oh my, so funny. Now I went into that white lipstick, and I'm blending that directly at the center of her lips, just to create like an ombre effect. My sister is still sleeping, guys. I don't know, whenever I do my clients' makeup in general, they're always like, it seems like my hands are always so light. And that's actually a pro tip for MUAs. Always go light-handed on your clients. Now I'm just applying classic lip gloss on her lips, and yeah, just to give it a pop. The actual makeup look doesn't have gloss, but I decided to just apply gloss just to tweak it a bit, but then we stuck with the cut crease and every other thing. And we are done. This is what we're looking like. She's wearing this pink outfit because her wedding outfits cannot fit her anymore because she's had a baby and she's put on some weight. So yeah, moving on to Gele. Guys, I would advise that you take a screenshot or you pause the video to read all what I wrote here, because I did not realize that my camera wasn't filming when I started the Gele process. So I already wrote out what I did. It's not much that I missed out. So and everything is written there, so just pause the video and go back to that black space there. Now she's holding the shorter hand and I'm just taking the longer hand over the pleats that I made earlier. I just made 4 pleats and I'm just going to connect it to the back and then tie it with the shorter hand that I gave her to hold. As you can see, now I'm going to collect the shorter hand from her and then tie a knot with the 2 hands with me, basically, or the 2 ends. Now after tying, I'm now spreading out the Gele to spread out, just basically spread out the excess from the Gele. And I'm just dipping my hand into that excess. I'm making pleats. I'm making further pleats, and these pleats are about 2 inches deep. As you can see, I'm placing my finger into the pleats to ensure that it's about 2 inches deep. As you can see, I'm still placing my finger into the pleats. This is really important so that I can ensure that it's very neat and it's also still 2 inches deep. So I did the same all the way to the top. I did not want this Gele to be too defined because the Gele from her wedding wasn't defined, so I wanted to maintain that same look. So now I'm just basically arranging it. You need to just take your time to arrange as much as you can. Now I'm placing her head on my chest and I'm pushing the Gele backwards. This way the Gele doesn't stay exactly on her forehead. I'm kind of pushing it back to her hairline rather, just to make it neater. And yeah, now I'm just taking pins and I'm pinning the back just to make it neat as well. So we are done now, and now I'm just applying liquid highlighter. This is the Gleam Melanie Muse liquid highlighter in the shade Opal Sense. This shade is close to her skin tone, so I started out by blending that out on her neckline and her décolletage, basically, or décolleté, I don't know, whatever the pronunciation of that word is. So I'm just blending that on her chest, basically. Next I went on to take another shade of that same highlighter. This one is Disco Gold, and I'm just going to apply that one on her neckline as well. This shade is quite more of like a gold and sparkly shade, other than the other one that's close to her skin tone. So I'm blending that out. This will just give her that bridal glow, basically. And we are done, guys. Yeah, so this is the finished look. As you can see, it's so amazing recreating this look because my sister was literally my first bride when I started makeup. And as you can see, this is the look I created 3 years ago. Oh my goodness, I did this 3 years ago, July 2017, and here is what I've just done and shown you guys. So here's my recreation, and this is really special to me because she was so calm and she trusted me to do her makeup for our wedding. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you learned a thing or two. Please hit the subscribe button and also like this video and drop a comment if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.